Welcome back to Renegade GCM. Today we have a matchup between Green Purple Lim versus Red Zoro. The opponent. So we get to choose who to go first. We're gonna go first here. We have the 9-drop Zoros here, so we're gonna try to ramp into those and try to take over the game. That's the game plan here. We have the Sanji at 2K, another Sanji 2K, and a Sanji like a 5/6. So here we're gonna use leader effect to ramp. We're gonna ramp into the Sanji, just a 5/6. Then we're gonna go 5 into life. On the opponent's turn, they just deployed their Nami and got a Tony chopper from OP08. They take that first hit. So this Zoro list, I assume, is the animal version. So they have 4 Dawn. They're going to put 1 on their Zoro just to make everything a little bigger. Go 6 into 6 here. We only have 2K, so we had an over counter here, but I want to make sure. I should have done it the other way. That way, if the Sanji did get taken out, I could have played the other Sanji from my trash. Slight misplay there. So they played out their chopper, which looks at the top on play, and then when attacking, they get to look at top cards and grab an animal, throw it on the field rested. So here we're at 6 Dawn. We drew a 2K Ace. We're just going to go 6 into 4 here. We want to keep the board as clear as possible going against Zoro, because Zoro is an aggro deck at its core, and being able to give everything 1K. So they use the 0-drop event to give it 3,000 power. Use leader effect. We're going to cheat out a. Has to be Odyssey, so I'm like. I think we want to play. I was thinking about Ace, but I'd rather keep the 2K. So we play out the Limb Searcher, getting the Doflamingo blocker. We're going to put 3 onto our leader, and we're going to go 8 into 4 just to try to guarantee getting that off the field. And passing to the opponent. That chopper that sits on the field there is really good. The on play and then when attacking, it really helps them re-stabilize and fill the board. So we want to make it's going to be a little difficult keeping their board clear, but we need to prioritize that, starving their life while maintaining our board and minimizing the amount of board presence that they can have. So we're going to go 6 into 6 here. We're going to 2K out because I'd rather have the blocker for next turn than I would the 2K. So 7 into 5 here on the Limb Searcher. She's already done her thing. So they deployed another Robson. They get the top 5 cards for an animal with 4,000 power or less and put on the field rested. We're going to let that go, because Sanji can bring it back. It's either Straw Hat or Odyssey, 4 or less. So I'm not really sure why they put Dawn on the rested character. Probably a misclick. So they're going to go 5 into 5 here with their Nami. We're going to take that. We do get another Limb Searcher. So here we are at 9 Dawn. Okay, we're at 9 Dawn. We could deploy the Zoro here, but like I said, we kind of, I don't know. We could, it's options here. We could play out some blockers. It looks like we're going to go with the blocker option here, playing out a Dofi. We're going to put 3 on our Sanji, going after that 5K chopper that keeps refilling their board. And we do have enough Dawn left over to play our Limb Searcher, or we could try to go 8 into chopper as well, if they do get out of this one. So they do counter out, but it takes out most of their hand. So we're going to just try to chip 5 on 5 here, because they used a lot of counter out of hand, but they did have another counter, which is fine. We're going to get another search with Lim. Going to play Razanati blocker. So he has, when an opponent attacks, once per turn you can ready him. He's only a 3/4, but blockers are there to absorb hits when needed. So opponent has 3 cards left in hand. they had to use a lot of counter last turn to save that chopper. So that's telling us they value that chopper extremely high, which I don't blame them. It's a great card. So they're gonna go 7 into 6 here. This is a 2K, which we are gonna use. Because if they have to use multiple of their attacks on the same against one of our characters, that's good for us. That means they're not going for our life. So we're just gonna 1K out. So we could get a, like I said, if they take it out here, we'll just be able to replace it, which they're going to be able to because we only have a 1K in hand. So his on play got him the 3-drop 4,000 power chopper, which allows them to play a 3,000 from their hand. So we're gonna take the bottom life, and we're gonna get, we're gonna get the Limb Searcher, trying to find another 2K, which we did with the Ace. Like I said, our counter power is pretty low in our hand. We have those 9-drop Zoros, but as you see, their board is like amassing. So 5 into 5 here. We're gonna use 1K out. So up to us for a 10 Dawn. I'm debating here because I really want to get that Zoro down, but I don't really have a lot way to protect it. So we're just gonna go 1 on our leader. Go 6 into 5 into that chopper again. They need a 2K or 2 1Ks. If they have 2 1Ks, it empties their hand. If not, they're gonna give it to us. Because that chopper's been doing a massive work for them. So it looks like, oh, they used the event. Okay. To get another character. Then the chopper, we ended up clearing out the chopper. We're going to go after the rest of chopper. We're going to go after this. Yep. So here we were just trying to clear up the board here. So they need another 2K or they take the life. We still have 9 Dawn. Here we're going to deploy the Zoro. And we're going to use our effects to ready everything. So we got to try to protect the Zoro. But if they use their turn going after Zoro, we can always deploy another one next turn. Because we have 5K worth of counter in hand. We have a blocker. So they're going to have to commit quite a bit of Dawn to get to that Zoro level. And if we can't counter out, we'll use our blocker. I like the Zoro, but in this deck, where it comes in rested, it's so nerve-wracking trying to save it for a turn. So they go 6 into 5 here. We just 2K counter out. Because once that Zoro gets readied, it's like 3 attacks a turn, which is great. So 5 into life. We could use the 1K, which we do. So they're not going after life. So the opponent scoops it up. Okay. So they had the rush Zoro or the rush Luffy, another event, and another 2K. Looks like they had in life they had an event which could have given them a body on field but no counter. They had a 1K counter coming and then a Zoro no counter. So there you see, like with Zoro's like board swarm and resilience, Lim was still able to push through with just being able to ready your stuff with the blockers and making your opponent come at you and letting your characters still be available for the next turn to swing back in to what they pressured towards you. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, more One Piece content coming soon.